Today's story is about two people who will teach us that love can never be measured by wealth, because sometimes even money bows down to love. Swada is a poor young man who cleans in front of Yuku Music College. One morning, while sweeping the entrance, he stops a girl named Mika from taking her own life. Someone rushes her away, and during the scuffle, a locket falls from her neck. Swada picks it up. The next day, we learn Swada actually works at the college full-time. He hardly speaks to anyone. As a child, he was in an accident that left him deaf, and that silence has become a part of him. Mika's friend later asks why she tried to end her life. Mika answers politely and walks away with her cane. She has been undergoing treatment for years, and the doctors have tried everything, but her sight hasn't returned and she's running out of patience. That's why she tried to quit yesterday. That night, Swada meets his friends, including his closest companion, Misho. Suddenly, a gang attacks a man nearby. The man's girlfriend cries out Swada can't stand to watch someone suffer. He rushes out and fights the gang. He beats one of them badly before the police arrive and the attackers scatter. The scene shows what kind of man Swada is. Kind, courageous, and unable to ignore others' pain, no matter his own hardships. The following day, while cleaning the college garden, Swada sees Mika again. She wanders toward the storage hall, where old musical instruments are kept, and begins to play the piano. The melody pulls Swada toward the doorway, and he stands outside listening. As she plays, a memory of the accident that stole her sight overwhelms Mika, and she begins to cry. Startled, she stumbles, her foot hits a table, and she falls. Swada hurries to her side and helps her up. Mika is frightened by a stranger's sudden presence, but Swada cannot speak to soothe her. Instead, he simply hands her his cane and walks away. In that small gesture, they mirror each other. One has everything money can buy but has lost sight. The other has friends and a warm heart but no voice. That night, Swada goes to dinner with friends. A flashy car rolls by and his companion goes ecstatic, reaching out to touch it. The owner notices and snaps, "Don't touch that, it'll be ruined by hands like yours." Swada sees it all but says nothing. Back at the college, Mika's mother and grandmother try to stop her from leaving for class. They beg her to stay home and study. They fear for her safety and think she can learn without coming. Mika refuses. She won't be kept from the life she loves. As long as there is breath in her, she will keep trusting herself, and so she turns them away and walks out alone. Swada follows her quietly, clearing every obstacle from her path so Mika won't face any trouble. When they reach the practice storage, the gate is locked and Mika's face falls. Without hesitation, Swada fetches his key and opens the gate so she can practice. After her session, Mika slips and nearly falls. Swada rushes to her side and hands her his cane. Mika thanks him then. Moved, she asks a shy question. "Do you want to learn piano like me?" Swada can't speak, so he can't answer. Mika assumes maybe he simply doesn't want to talk. But Swada pulls out his phone. He uses a special app to speak through text. Mika smiles and says, "Tap my hand once if you mean yes, twice if no." Swada steps forward to tap, but at the last second he worries that his hand might be dirty and soil hers. Instead, he taps her hand with his pen. Sensing his hesitation and kindness, Mika teases gently, "Oh, so you want to play piano too? Is that why you come here?" Then she makes two small requests. "Will you open the gate for me every day?" Swada taps once. "And will you ever let me hear your piano?" He's trapped if he tells the truth and says he's only a cleaner. She might never speak to him again, so he lies. With a tap, he promises he will. Later, Mika's teacher questions whether she can ever be a composer. Her sight is failing and her hands aren't steady. Mika is furious. She has always dreamed of becoming a pianist and refuses to give up. One day, while Swada is cleaning the garden, he notices the storage gate ajar. He peeks in, expecting Mika, but instead sees Ara, the man who owns the expensive car from before. Swada asks, politely, if Ara will play the piano for Mika. Ara sneers. "Look at you, do you think you belong here?" That night, we see Ara at a casino, losing heavily. The owner fires him. "Sir, you're already in debt. You can't play anymore." Humiliated, Ara stumbles out. Swada is still standing by, asking again if Ara will perform. Ara answers brusquely, "Fine, but only if you give me 1 million. Ara knows Swada can't possibly pay that, so he throws the number out on purpose. Desperate to fulfill Mika's wish, Swada does something extraordinary. He offers half that 50,000. For Swada, that sum is huge. He starts working nights to raise the money. In the end, he pays Ara 50,000 and Ara plays the piano for Mika. Despite everything, Swada makes her dream come true. Mika loved Ara's playing so much that she asked him to play again someday. The problem was, Swada had trapped himself deeper and deeper in his lie, but he never gave up. He doubled his courage and his efforts, working nights to earn the money he needed. He wanted to give Mika a joy that not even a millionaire could buy. Every night he worked, and every day Ara was paid to play the piano for Mika. Hearing Ara's music, Mika felt calm and happy, as if Swada himself were playing. That alone made Swada content. One morning though, Swada overslept. He was late getting to the college and panic seized him. If Ara was not paid that day, Ara wouldn't play, and Swada's deception would be exposed. He rushed to the storage, only to find Mika and Ara laughing and playing piano together. Seeing them so close crushed Swada's heart. He could do nothing. After that, his friends worried. Swada stopped meeting them, stopped eating with them. He began taking only one meal a day to save money. Rumors circulated. A girl who worked in the garage told one of his friends that Swada was working nights now, maybe because of a woman. Worried, the friend went to the college and saw Swada handing money to a man. The friend followed, but couldn't get into the casino where the man had gone. That day, Swada walked Mika home. They sat for a while, and Mika took his hand. "This hand of yours is so lucky," she said softly. "It always helps me." The words triggered a memory in Swada, a childhood scene when he had leaped into a group beating an innocent boy. In the chaos, a youth had stabbed Swada in the throat. After that wound, he lost his ability to speak. He had killed that attacker and been arrested, but because he was young, he was released soon after. The memory was a bitter proof that every smiling life hides its own hurt, that villains exist, even in the happiest stories. Swada wanted to tell Mika everything, but he feared that if he did, she might never speak to him again. So he swallowed his pain and poured himself into giving her the happiness she deserved. A month passed. In the meantime, Ara had begun to feel something for Mika, though he never told Swada. He suggested they all go out. "Let's take her somewhere nice. She'll love it." Swada agreed, and the group traveled to a hill station. Swada negotiated with the resort owner for the visit, while Ara continued his secret plan. At one point, Mika asked Ara, "Weren't you the one who played the piano for me?" Ara, surprised, replied, "You already knew?" She said, "Yes, but don't tell Swada." Then, to Swada's shock, he saw Ara and Mika kiss. His heart broke, and he walked away in silence. Yet, the full truth was complicated. Mika's real intention had been something else. She had been trying to push Ara away, and to stop Swada from interfering a plan hidden beneath that public kiss. But Swada, unable to speak and already carrying so much, could only watch and protect the small, fragile happiness he'd fought so hard to give her. After their brief moment together, Mika stumbles because of her blindness, and they both return to the city. Ara sees Mika and apologizes. Mika thinks for a moment that maybe it's Swada approaching, but when she touches him, she realizes it's Ara. Suddenly, a car screeches up out of nowhere, and Ara and Mika are forced into it. The car speeds off. Days pass. Swada searches everywhere for Mika, but finds nothing. He returns home hollow and anxious. His best friend Misho finally finds him and says there's no need for Swada to work extra nights anymore or to pay anyone. Misho has spoken with the casino guard and given him money to take Ara and Mika together. The guard agreed quickly because Ara owed a large debt. Hearing this, Swada's blood runs cold. He slaps Misho in anger and demands to know where Mika is. Misho gives him an address. Bewildered, he had only wanted to help his friend, not cause trouble. Word spreads through the college that Mika has been abducted. When Swada arrives at the given address, the police are already there and immediately recognize him. They know the man rumored to be the killer. He narrowly escapes custody, but the rumors explode. Everyone begins accusing Swada of having kidnapped Mika, since she'd been seen with him so often. The truth, however, is different. Finally, after a hard fight, Swada reaches the hideout. The guards sneer, "You came? We made it easy for you." Enraged, Swada lashes out and beats several of them. Then the gang boss arrives, and the situation turns violent. In the struggle, Mika tries to help. She swings her cane to defend Swada, but because she cannot see well, the strike misses its intended target and lands on Ara instead. Ara falls. In the chaos, the boss flees. Swada, realizing how it looks, acts quickly to protect Mika. He signals her not to tell anyone what she saw. Before they can explain, the police return and, seeing Swada amid the beating and Ara down on the floor, arrest him. They take him to jail. A few days later, Mika visits the cell and asks quietly why he did it. Swada replies, gentle but firm, that she must keep silent. If she speaks up, his friends who helped him could be implicated and punished, so she stays quiet, holding the secret to protect those she cares about. After the incident, Mika went to Ara and apologized. She blamed herself because Ara had been injured in the chaos. Months later, Misho handed Mika a letter from Swada. In it, Swada begged Mika to pursue her dream, but warned her never to mix her life with his again. Misho made his feelings clear. If Mika ever dragged Swada back into her world, Misho swore he would make sure she paid the price. He reminded her that he'd risked everything and that Swada had been imprisoned because of his help. Time passed. 6 years went by. Mika became successful. Fame and achievement followed her. Yet, something was missing. Despite reaching her goals, she never felt truly happy. Ara stayed by her side the whole time and tried his best, but he could not bring to Mika the simple, earnest joy that Swada once did. Money and comfort could not replace the quiet kindness of the cleaner who had hollowed himself out to make her smile. One day, Mika learned roughly where Swada had gone after prison. She rushed to the area and searched everywhere, but Swada had changed his name and vanished into the crowd. Convinced she'd missed him, Mika was about to leave when she heard a faint clink, a locket falling to the ground. It was the same locket she had once lost. Her heart stopped. Someone nearby had it. Suddenly, a truck barreled toward Mika. Without thinking, a figure leapt in front of her and shoved her out of the way. They both tumbled into the dirt. Mika, shaken, looked up and asked softly, "Are you Swada?" The man reached for her hand and tapped it gently, the old, familiar gesture. "Yes, I'm Swada." In that single, quiet touch, everything came rushing back. The years, the sacrifices, the nights of work, the broken silences, and the two of them fell together again as if no time had passed at all. Swada's quiet bravery, Mika's stubborn light, and the small kindnesses between them became their home richer than any throne, truer than any promise. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you spending time here. If you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more every week. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next upload.